Sigmas. Ever wonder what women secretly notice about you that you don't even realize? What if I told you that while you're out there living life on your own terms, calm, collected, and quietly confident, women are observing things you're not even aware you're doing? You're not just invisible to them, you're unforgettable. Today we're breaking down, and here's the twist. You're not trying to get noticed. That's what makes it so compelling. Your natural vibe speaks louder than any flashy pickup line ever could. First, let's get one thing straight. Sigma males are not just lone wolves for the sake of rebellion. Psychologists describe them as introverted alphas, men who value freedom, introspection, and independence over social dominance. Unlike traditional alpha males who thrive in the spotlight, Sigmas operate behind the scenes, yet still command attention without even trying. And women notice. It could be the way you maintain your boundaries without being aggressive, or how you listen more than you speak, giving your words weight when you finally do. Maybe it's the unshakable calm you project, especially in chaotic situations, or how you're not easily influenced, which makes you unpredictable and magnetic. These aren't things you're consciously doing, this is just who you are. But to women, that quiet strength is rare and deeply attractive, so buckle up, Sigmas. We're about to decode the mystery of your lifestyle, break down why it works, and explore what women are seeing in you that even you might overlook. Let's dive in. Number one, your emotional control. Sigmas, while the world reacts, you respond. You see, in a society wired for instant gratification, dramatic outbursts, and emotional oversharing, your calm, collected presence stands out like a lighthouse in a storm. While others are scrambling, venting, or spiraling, you maintain your composure. And trust me, women, this isn't just about being emotionally detached, far from it. This is about emotional mastery. Psychological studies have shown that self-regulation, a trait strongly linked with emotional intelligence, is associated with higher social influence and attraction. When a man is unshaken by chaos, it signals leadership, control, and deep inner security. That's attractive on a primal level. Your stoic energy? It's not robotic or cold, it's magnetic. It whispers rather than shouts. It says, I've been through things and I'm still standing. That kind of quiet confidence is rare. It creates an aura of mystery which triggers curiosity. And humans, especially women, are wired to be drawn to what they don't fully understand. Think about it. When everyone's screaming, the one who stays quiet commands attention. That's you. In the psychology of attraction, consistency and security are powerful indicators of trustworthiness. When you stay calm under pressure, you're sending out a message louder than words. You can rely on me. That's not just attractive, it's reassuring. You become the safe harbor, the grounding force, the one who doesn't lose himself when the world gets loud. Even your silence works in your favor. In a noisy digital age where everyone's sharing every emotion online, your ability to remain low-key, composed and unbothered makes you unforgettable. Your stillness isn't empty, it's full of presence. You're basically the human version of a Netflix show with no spoilers, mysterious, composed, and absolutely worth the wait. People don't skip ahead when it comes to you, they lean in, so don't second-guess your nature. That calm you carry, it's not a weakness, it's your superpower. Number two, your unapologetic independence. You don't chase, you don't beg, you don't seek validation. And this, right here, is where most guys mess up. They scramble for attention, lose themselves trying to impress, and end up sacrificing their self-worth just to feel accepted. But not you. You're different. You're a Sigma male. You're not just existing, your time is your currency, and you invest it in your goals, your mind, your empire. While others are lost in the noise of likes, followers, and flings, you're locked in, focused, disciplined, and determined. And guess what? Women notice. Psychological studies have shown that independence is one of the most attractive qualities a man can have. Not neediness, not overconfidence, but a quiet strength, a sense of direction. A man who doesn't chase because he has value. You see, your independence isn't arrogance. It's an A message to the world that says, I belong to no one, but I choose who gets access. You're not desperate for approval because your confidence isn't rented. It's earned through effort, through solitude, through resilience. That's why your energy feels different. People sense it. Some are drawn to it. Others are intimidated by it. But everyone respects it. Sigma males naturally reject the traditional hierarchy. While alpha males lead the pack and betas follow, sigmas move the system entirely. They walk their own path, play by their own rules, and thrive in their own space. That's rare, and rare is powerful. And when a woman sees a man like that, one who isn't trying to impress, isn't trying to manipulate, and isn't trying to hurt, she can't help but wonder. That mystery, that depth, that self-sufficiency, it speaks louder than any pickup line ever could. So remember this, Sigmas. Freedom is power, and you wear it like a crown. You don't chase because you are the prize. You don't beg because your presence is valuable. And you don't seek validation because the only person you answer to is the man in the mirror. Number 3, your laser focus on purpose. You walk into a room and you're not chasing attention. You're focused, locked in, and driven by something deeper. While most people are busy trying to be seen, you're too busy becoming. You're not dressed to impress. You're dressed to progress. And that subtle difference, it changes everything. Your presence is intentional. You're not looking around to see who noticed you. You're scanning for opportunities, challenges, and ways to level up. Whether it's your business, your craft, or mastering your mind, you're guided by purpose, not applause. That kind of energy is magnetic. It's rare. And that's exactly why it turns heads, especially hers. While others perform for the crowd, your silence performs miracles. Neuroscientific studies have shown that people are drawn to those who exhibit self-discipline and emotional control. These are traits associated with leadership and long-term success, according to research from the American Psychological Association. You're not trying to be alpha. You've transcended the game altogether. That's Sigma energy. She sees it even if you never say a word. She notices the way your eyes hold vision, not vanity. The way your walk is steady, not showy. The world reads body language before it hears words, and you speak volumes without uttering a sound. You're not just walking through a room, you're moving through life with intention. And while some waste hours scrolling through Instagram, chasing trends, or curating a false reality, you're out here scrolling through real life, turning ideas into actions, goals into habits, and silence into legacy. Every quiet hour you spend working while the world parties, that's building momentum. According to a study from Harvard Business Review, those who pursue deep work, focused, uninterrupted progress outperform their peers over time. So when you walk in, it's not your clothes, your cologne, or your status that grabs attention. It's your mission. It's the invisible armor of purpose that makes people stop and look. You're not looking to be noticed, but you're impossible to ignore. Because you're not just here, you're going somewhere, and that more than anything is what makes them look twice. Number 4, the way you speak less but say more. Sigmas, you're not chatty, and that alone is a language. In a world that often rewards loud voices and constant chatter, your quiet demeanor stands out like a lighthouse in a storm. You don't speak just to be heard, you speak when there's something worth saying. This restraint isn't just a personality quirk, it's a powerful communication tool that many underestimate. Studies in psychology have shown that people who speak less and listen more are often perceived as more intelligent and trustworthy. That's because silence creates a sense of mystery, and mystery breeds intrigue. Women especially notice your quiet confidence. The way you pause before speaking isn't awkward, it's calculated. It signals thoughtfulness and emotional control, both of which are incredibly attractive traits. You're not trying to impress anyone with flashy words or meaningless banter. Instead, your words carry weight. They're deliberate, intentional, and authentic. In fact, research from Harvard University suggests that people who speak with fewer words but more clarity are often more persuasive and respected in both professional and social settings. And let's be real, if you had $1 for every time your silence made someone overthink, you'd probably own half of Wall Street by now. Your calm demeanor often causes people to project their thoughts and insecurities onto you. That's not manipulation, it's a reflection of your psychological edge. You don't have to explain yourself to be understood. Your presence alone does most of the talking. This doesn't mean you're shy or aloof. It means you understand the value of energy, especially your own. You observe, analyze, and speak with purpose. That's rare, and rare gets remembered. So the next time someone says, "Why are you so quiet?" just smile, let them wonder. Because when you do speak, your words won't just be heard, they'll echo. Number 5, your body language of power. You don't puff up your chest or strut around like you own the place, but somehow you own it. And Not because you're loud or flashy, because your presence speaks before you do. That's the essence of Sigma energy. It's quiet, calm, unshakable. You walk into a room and you don't chase the spotlight, yet it gravitates to you anyway. Let's break this down. Studies in body language and nonverbal communication, like those by Dr. Albert Mehrabian, show that over 90% of our communication is nonverbal. That means your posture, facial expressions, gestures, and eye contact are doing most of the talking. Sigma males understand this intuitively. They don't need to dominate conversations to assert themselves. Instead, their body language says everything. Relaxed shoulders? That's control without tension. A grounded stance with feet firmly planted? That's security in who you are. Unwavering eye contact? That's not a challenge, it's self-assurance. And here's the kicker. Women notice this, not because you're putting on a performance, but because you're not. In psychology, this is referred to as social poise, a trait linked to emotional intelligence and self-mastery. It tells people, especially women, I don't need to prove anything because I already know who I am. Unlike the alpha who seeks to dominate or the beta who seeks approval, the Sigma simply. He doesn't need permission to be confident. He doesn't seek validation. That kind of energy is magnetic. It doesn't shout. It whispers, and yet it's impossible to ignore. So, while other men chase attention, you let it come to you naturally, not because you're trying to be mysterious, but because authenticity is rare and people crave it. You've mastered the art of presence. That's why people lean in when you speak, and why women are drawn to you without you even saying a word. Keep walking like you own the floor, not with arrogance, but with presence. That's Sigma energy in full effect. Number 6, your comfort in solitude. You don't need the crowd. You don't fear being alone. In fact, solitude recharges you, and that's rare. While most people run from silence like it's a threat, you treat it like a sanctuary. The modern world is addicted to constant stimulation. Notifications, social feeds, group chats, background noise, but not you. You've learned something most never will. Being alone doesn't mean being lonely. It means being in the company of someone who knows you best, yourself. Psychologists have found that individuals who embrace solitude often display higher levels of emotional intelligence and self-awareness. They're more likely to reflect deeply, make decisions with clarity, and maintain stronger boundaries. That's power. It's not arrogance, it's self-containment. And women notice that. Confidence without bravado, presence without performance. There's something magnetic about a man who doesn't chase validation. You don't follow the crowd because you don't need to. That's why your absence speaks louder than some people's presence. You're not constantly available, and that makes you intriguing. You're not lonely. You're selective. You don't spend time just to kill it. You invest time wisely in what aligns with your energy, your values, and your goals. And here's the real kicker. When you master the art of being alone, you stop tolerating things that make you feel alone in a crowd. Shallow conversations, fake smiles, empty attention, they drain you. You can't fake connection anymore because you've tasted the real thing within yourself. This makes you dangerous in the best way. You can walk away from anything that threatens your peace, and you don't look back. In a world that equates constant socializing with success, your strength lies in being at peace in your own presence. That's not just rare, it's revolutionary. And it's the kind of energy that makes others stop and pay attention, even in silence. Number 7, your unintentional charm. Here's the twist, Sigmas. You don't try to be charming, and that's exactly why you are. Let's break this down. Charm, for most people, is a practiced act. It's a performance, a curated set of smiles, clever lines, and gestures meant to win approval. But Sigma males, they don't play that game. They don't need to. Their charm lies in something deeper, authenticity. Authenticity is rare in a world flooded with filters, dating scripts, and overused pickup lines. Most people can sense when someone is trying too hard. But when a Sigma walks into the room, he brings no agenda, no need for validation. That calm confidence, that grounded stillness, it's magnetic. According to studies on nonverbal communication, over 90% of our impression of others comes not from what they say, but how they carry themselves. And Sigmas, they carry themselves like they know exactly who they are. No performance required. You don't flirt, you observe, you study the room, listen more than you speak, and when you do speak, it's intentional. This kind of presence is rare. It creates mystery. And humans are hardwired to be drawn to mystery. The Zeigarnik effect, a psychological phenomenon, shows that people remember what's unfinished or unknown. And a Sigma male? He's the unanswered question. You don't chase, you attract. Chasing often communicates neediness or desperation, but attraction, that's about value. When you know your worth, others feel it without you saying a word. It's why women are often captivated by your silence more than by someone else's words. And then there's the vibe, that low-key, effortlessly cool aura. You're not loud, but your presence is loud enough. That's what we call quiet dominance. The quietest person in the room often holds the most power because people instinctively pay attention to what's not being said. Somewhere out there, a woman is talking to her friends saying, "He just stood there. And I swear my soul left my body." Why? Because she felt something rare. She didn't just see a man, she felt his energy, his composure, his control, his calm. This isn't about being cold or arrogant, it's about being real. And in a world where so many people are trying to be something they're not, being real is the ultimate charm. So Sigmas, keep standing still, keep being you, because while others are out there performing, you're just existing, and somehow you're the one stealing the spotlight. Number 8, your mysterious past and untold stories. You don't wear your life on your sleeve, and that's exactly what makes you magnetic. You're not the kind of man who spills every chapter of his life story to strangers. You've lived through storms, weathered battles no one even knows about, and come out stronger, not louder. That depth you carry isn't loud or showy. It's silent, mysterious, and powerful. Psychologists call this emotional depth, and it's often linked to individuals who have experienced intense life events, loss, struggle, solitude, even betrayal. These events force reflection, they deepen the inner world. Instead of lashing out or seeking constant validation, you learn to sit with your thoughts, process pain alone, and emerge wiser. That wisdom doesn't scream, it whispers. Women can sense it. It's not about what you say, but what you say. Silence, when it's grounded in depth, becomes more intriguing than words. Research even shows that people who maintain an air of mystery tend to be perceived as more attractive because the human brain is wired to seek closure. We want to understand the unknown. When a woman notices there's more behind your gaze than you're revealing, it triggers curiosity. She wants to know what you've been through, what shaped you, why you are the way you are. But here's the key. While your past shaped you, it doesn't define you. It refines you. That's a mindset shift many don't grasp. You're not chained to your history. You're sharpened by it. Just like pressure creates diamonds, the adversity you've endured has created strength, patience, resilience, and an unshakable calm. And that calmness, it radiates. In a world obsessed with oversharing, your restraint becomes rare. You're not cold, you're composed. You're not aloof, you're intentional. You listen more than you speak, and when you speak, every word feels deliberate. This layered aura makes you unforgettable. You're like a novel with pages missing. She wants to read more. You're a puzzle that doesn't give all its pieces away. And that right there is the essence of masculine intrigue. In the end, depth isn't about being complicated, it's about being real. And the man who's real, who's lived and learned but doesn't need to flaunt it, becomes someone people remember long after he's left the room. You're not defined by your scars. You're defined by the strength it took to survive them and the quiet power you carry because of them. So Sigmas, while you're out there walking your own path with your head down and your focus up, remember this. Women do notice. They notice your strength, your silence, and your self-possession. Not because you're performing, but because you're real. You didn't choose the Sigma life for attention. You chose it because your soul couldn't tolerate anything less than authenticity. And that, my friend, is exactly what sets you apart. If this resonates with you, if you recognize these traits in yourself, or if you're working to develop them, then you're already on the Sigma path. So like this video, subscribe to join this brotherhood and apply these qualities to your life for impactful living. Stay true and stay Sigma.